alien. You're an alien.
Bye.
Oh.
Mork, I have a date.
Don't tell me. June 2nd, 1852. Can you hear me, friend?
I hear you.
Are you ready now? Can I get a nanu?
No.
Thank you, friend.
4 seasons, 95 episodes, an alien in rainbow suspenders sitting upside down in a Boulder attic, reporting to his invisible boss every Thursday night. The show premiered on September 14th, 1978, on ABC. By Christmas, it was the number 3 show in the country. 48 years later, here's what most people don't know. One of them was so deep into cocaine during filming that the scripts literally said, "Robin will do something here." One of them was groped and flashed on set for 4 straight years and says she loved every minute of it. One of them was fired after season 1. The ratings collapsed. They hired him back. One of them was Robin's comedy idol since childhood. Robin personally demanded they cast him. And the funniest man any of them had ever met? He died at 63. A disease was eating his brain alive. Nobody, including him, knew what it was. Let's see what really happened.
Hit me about here.
Behold! Oh, yes!
Robin Williams as Mork. Robin McLaurin Williams was born on July 21st, 1951, in Chicago, Illinois. His father was a senior executive at Ford's Lincoln Mercury division. His mother was a former model from New Orleans. He grew up wealthy. He grew up lonely. He described himself as a quiet child who spent most of his time alone, entertaining himself. He was 27 years old when he became Mork. Mork from Ork was chaos in human form, an alien who drank with his finger, who talked to plants, who sat upside down and reported to his invisible boss every week. But beneath the insanity was something real. Mork's weekly reports to Orson always ended with a lesson about being human. That's what made the show work. Williams wasn't just funny, he was heartbreaking. Here's how he got the part. When Gary Marshall asked him to take a seat at the audition, Williams sat on his head. Marshall cast him on the spot. But here's where things get devastating. During the entire run of Mork and Mindy, Robin Williams was addicted to cocaine. The scripts were written short on purpose. Where other shows had full dialogue, Mork and Mindy's scripts contained notes that said, "Robin will do something here." Nobody could write for him, nobody could predict him. And nobody knew he was high while doing it. You need to understand what happened next. On March 5th, 1982, Robin's friend John Belushi died of a cocaine and heroin overdose. Robin had been partying with him the night before. Pam Dawber had to break the news on set the next morning. She walked him to his trailer. She said, "If that ever happens to you, I will find you and kill you first." Robin said, "Dobbs, that's never going to happen to me." He got clean. His son Zach was born in April of 1983. He later said, "The Belushi tragedy was frightening. I knew I couldn't be a father and live that sort of life." He married 3 times. Valerie Velarde, 1978 to 1988. 1 son, Zach. Marcia Garces, 1989 to 2008. 2 children, Zelda and Cody. Susan Schneider in 2011. That last marriage lasted until the day he died. And here's what those marriages cost him. 2 divorces nearly bankrupted him. He once said, "Divorce is expensive. I used to joke they were going to call it all the money, but they changed it to alimony." After Mork and Mindy, Robin Williams became one of the biggest movie stars on earth. Good Morning, Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin, Good Will Hunting. He won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in 1998. He made audiences laugh. He made audiences cry. He did both in the same sentence. But in 2003, after 20 years sober, he started drinking again. Rehab in 2006, then again in July of 2014. 1 month later, he was dead. Robin Williams died on August 11th, 2014, at his home in Paradise Cay, California. He was 63. Cause of death, suicide by hanging. At the time of his death, his estimated net worth was $50 million. But here is the fact that changes everything you think you know. The autopsy revealed something his doctors never diagnosed. Robin Williams didn't just have depression. He had diffuse Lewy body dementia, a degenerative brain disease. It causes confusion, paranoia, hallucinations, tremors, personality changes. His wife later wrote, "Robin was losing his mind and he was aware of it. He kept saying, 'I just want to reboot my brain.' He'd been misdiagnosed with Parkinson's. The Lewy body disease was only confirmed after they opened his skull. The funniest man in the world spent his final year trapped inside a brain that was destroying him. He couldn't tell anyone what was happening because he didn't know. Mork spent every episode trying to understand what it means to be human. Robin Williams spent his whole life doing the same thing. He got closer than anyone, and in the end, his own body betrayed him. He told friends the money meant nothing. He just wanted his mind back. Friends, I need to stop here. If this man ever made you laugh on a day when nothing else could hit that like button, let's make sure every fan who needs to hear this actually finds it. But Robin Williams isn't the only story from this show that deserves to be told. What happened to the woman who stood next to him for 4 years? That story might surprise you even more. Pam Dawber as Mindy McConnell. Pamela Dawber was born on October 18, 1951, in Detroit, Michigan. Her father was a commercial artist. She started as a fashion model before pivoting to acting. She was 26 years old when she became Mindy McConnell. Mindy was the straight woman, the human center of gravity in a show built on chaos. She kept Mork tethered to Earth. Without her, Williams had no anchor. Without his anchor, the show had no heart. But here's the part that still shocks people. Pam Dawber has said publicly that Robin Williams groped her, flashed her, and stripped naked on set, repeatedly, across all 4 seasons. She described being humped, bumped, grabbed during scenes. Director Howard Storm confirmed it. He'd say, "Robin, there's nothing in the script that says you grab Pam's behind." Robin would do it again the next take. And Dawber's response? "I never took offense. It was the 70s after all." She's never called herself a victim. She's never accused Robin of malice. She says he had sparkly eyes and a playful quality that made it impossible to be angry. She calls him her brother. She means it. After Mork and Mindy, Dawber starred in My Sister Sam from 1986 to 1988. That show ended in real-life horror. Her young co-star, Rebecca Schaefer, was murdered by a stalker in 1989. Schaefer's death helped lead to America's first anti-stalking laws. It shattered Dawber. She married actor Mark Harmon on March 21, 1987. 2 sons, Sean, born 1988, and Ty, born 1992. The marriage has lasted 39 years. She walked away from Hollywood to raise her kids, came back in 2021 to guest star on NCIS, her husband's show. Today, in 2026, Pam Dawber is 74 years old with an estimated net worth of $10 million. Mindy McConnell kept Mork grounded. Pam Dawber kept herself grounded. In a town that eats marriages alive, she's been with the same man for nearly 4 decades. That's not luck. That's a choice she makes every day. But here's the thing most fans don't realize. Robin Williams didn't just admire his co-star. He worshipped his comedy idol, and he fought to get that idol on the show. What happened when they finally worked together? That's next.
Another news bulletin has just been handed to me. Thousands flee in terror as...
Jonathan Winters as Mirth. Jonathan Harshman Winters III was born on November 11, 1925, in Dayton, Ohio. His parents divorced when he was 7. He served in the United States Marines during World War II. He was 56 years old when he joined Mork and Mindy in its final season. Mirth was Mork and Mindy's son, an orphan child who hatched from a giant egg. He looked like a full-grown man. He babbled like a baby. It was bizarre. It was desperate. The show was dying. The producers thought pairing Robin Williams with his comedy idol would create lightning. Here is the detail that connects this to an entirely different corner of American comedy. Jonathan Winters was Robin Williams' reason for becoming a comedian. Robin said it himself. "First he was my idol, then he was my mentor and amazing friend. He was my comedy Buddha." Williams personally pushed to get Winters cast. He wanted to work with the man who taught him through television that comedy could be an act of pure transformation. But the plan didn't work. The ratings didn't recover. Mork and Mindy was canceled after season 4. Winters went on to win an Emmy in 1991 for Davis Rules. He received the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor in 1999. He voiced Papa Smurf in the Smurfs movies. He died 9 days after recording his final dialogue for the Smurfs 2. Jonathan Winters died on April 11, 2013, at his home in Montecito, California. He was 87, natural causes. Robin Williams posted, "He was my comedy Buddha. Long live the Buddha." 16 months later, Robin was gone too. The student outlived the teacher by 16 months. Neither of them should have gone that soon. Now there's one more story you need to hear. It's about the man who played Mindy's father, and it involves a Picasso.
Got it, come on. I hope he makes it. Don't you. He made
Conrad Janis as Fred McConnell. Conrad Janis was born on February 11th, 1928, in Manhattan. His parents, Sidney and Harriet Janis, were among New York's most prominent art collectors. His father donated a private collection worth $2 million, including a Picasso, to the Museum of Modern Art in 1967. Conrad made his Broadway debut at 13. He never went to high school. He was 50 years old when he became Fred McConnell. Fred was Mindy's overprotective father, loving but skeptical, always suspicious of the strange alien living in his daughter's apartment. Janis played him across all 4 seasons. But here's what most people have forgotten. The producers fired him after season 1. They fired Elizabeth Kerr too. She played Mindy's grandmother Cora. They replaced them both with younger characters. The ratings plummeted. The producers brought them back. That's not Hollywood legend. That's a lesson. Janis was also an accomplished jazz trombonist. He formed the Beverly Hills Unlisted Jazz Band. He appeared on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show playing trombone. He owned an art gallery. He had over 100 screen credits. He was married 3 times. His third wife, Maria Grimm, died in September of 2021. He followed her 6 months later. Conrad Janis died on March 1st, 2022, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He was 94. Organ failure. Fred McConnell was the father who didn't trust the alien. Conrad Janis was the artist who trusted every weird impulse he had. Jazz, acting, painting, gallery work, and every single one paid off.
You're an alien! You're an alien!
Are you on vacation? Or did you come down here to snatch your body? No, I didn't mean that.
The supporting cast. Not everyone on Mork and Mindy had 4 seasons. Some had 2. Some had a handful of episodes. But these faces gave Boulder its texture. Here's what happened to them. Tom Poston, Mr. Bickley, born October 17, 1921, in Columbus, Ohio. He played the cranky upstairs neighbor. After the show, he became a regular on Newhart. He married Suzanne Plachette in 2001, died April 30th, 2007, age 85. Respiratory failure. Robert Donner, Exeter. Born April 27, 1931, in New York City. He played the delusional street prophet who claimed to lead an invisible army. Before Mork and Mindy, he was Yancey Tucker on The Waltons. Died June 8, 2006, age 75, cancer. Ralph James Orson, born August 23, 1924, in New York. The unseen voice of Orson the Orcan leader Mork reported to every episode. He never appeared on camera. Died January 6, 2009, age 84. Elizabeth Kerr, Cora Hudson, born August 15, 1912, in Danville, Kentucky. Mindy's grandmother, fired after season 1, brought back when the ratings collapsed. Died January 12, 2000, age 87. Here's where they all stand in 2026. Robin Williams is gone. Suicide. 2014, 63. A brain disease nobody knew he had. Jonathan Winters is gone. Natural causes. 2013, 87. Conrad Janis is gone. Organ failure. 2022, 94. Tom Poston, Robert Donner, Ralph James, Elizabeth Kerr, all gone. Pam Dawber is the last principal cast member standing. The show said an alien could learn what it means to be human. The man who played that alien understood it better than anyone on Earth. And the disease that killed him took the one thing that made him who he was, his mind. Which story hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. And here's the real question. Did you know that during the entire run of Mork and Mindy, the scripts contained blank spaces that said Robin will do something here? Every moment you're laughing in that show, he invented it, right there, live, while the cameras rolled. If you want more stories like this about the real lives behind the shows you grew up loving, subscribe now. And if you haven't seen our video on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, that cast story is just as devastating. Every single one of them is gone too. If this took you back to Nanu Nanu, to that egg-shaped spaceship, to that Boulder attic, you know what to do.